welcome to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. Welcome to my beautiful returning subscribers. I know I say that all the time, but you guys are amazing. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for your presence in my life. Thank you for your presence in the comments section as well, for each other as a support system, because that was the whole purpose of me starting this channel in the first place, was to provide a safety net or a community of people who are all struggling with the same themes in life. So welcome. Thank you for your support. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe as well. I do offer a chance to win a free reading with me if you drop a comment below my readings, under any of my readings this month. I do try to draw about a name a week, so be sure to drop your comment as well. Hit your notification bell and your like button. It helps me to bring you guys more content. Be sure to share this video. And for those, again, just stumbling here for the first time, I do pick a card readings here, so pull up and get cozy. We're going to have a little chat, because we're all friends when we gather around my table. Today we're exploring your crush and the person that you have a crush on. Is it a mutual feeling? How does your crush feel about you? We have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 with the devil and the yellow flower. Pile number 2 with the 9 of cups and the red flower. And pile number 3 with the star and the white flower. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be messages waiting today from Spirit. My timestamps are listed below. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Again, today's topic is all about the crush that you have on someone in your life. And is this crush mutual? How do they currently feel about you? Does your crush like you back? Pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You are drawn to the yellow flower and perhaps to the devil energy here, and this is your reading. How does your crush feel about you? Are these feelings mutual? We're starting with the devil, which is a very fiery energy, and it relates to Capricorn energy. So this person could be a Capricorn, maybe you're a Capricorn, but there's a lot of heat here. And there could be a lot of obstacles too. It's like the snake is weaving its way around the obstacles, and there's a lot of temptation surrounding it. There's also something very magnetic about the eyes as well. So that could be in relation to your eyes or their eyes. Maybe there's something captivating there. But this also speaks about codependency and attachment. So there could be very mutual energies here. So let's take a look and see, how does this person currently feel about you? Is this crush situation mutual? Does the person on your mind, the person that you are crushing on, how do they feel about pile number 1, please? The star. That's a beautiful place to start, to be honest. You could be an Aquarius. Maybe they're grounded, but you're up in the heavens somewhere. And it almost feels like this person feels like they're wasting their time thinking about you, to be honest, because you're like the star, something that we wish on, something that's far away, something that makes them feel vulnerable. She's completely naked, and you can see that she's pouring out something in this pool. She's also pouring water down here on the bank. It's trickling into the same pool. I feel like you distract this person in your environment. You may be working with this person. That may not resonate for everyone. You may be working with them. But I also feel like for someone watching, this crush situation feels very off limits, like there are boundaries here for your own personal reasons, and you'll understand in your own practical realm why those are. But it feels so interesting because you're crushing hard on this person. But look at these 2 people it's like the twins here with these 2 keys that are crossed as well. And automatically out of the deck, you're the star for this person. So you could represent a pretty heavy temptation for the crush on your mind, pile 1. Here's the 2 of Swords. But I do feel like there's an aspect of commitments here. It's like we can't commit, or there's just reasons why we can't commit. Again, our own reasons. I'm dealing with the collective energy right now. This person has a fear associated with their attraction to you, so they're afraid to take some type of action. And this could be because of your environment, or it could be because they're intimidated by you or thinking that you don't feel the same way. They're just taking a very passive approach, and they do try to minimize how they feel about you in the public's eyes. So I feel like they're a tough nut to crack when it comes to whether or not they like you, which is why perhaps you were driven to this reading today. You have the Strength, Leo energy, Taurus as well, Aquarius. And there's the 5 of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups poking out too, but here's that 3 of Pentacles. Again, I feel like you could be working with this person, or there could be, again, working with this person, but there could also be foundations here. And there's the 8 of Swords. This person could maybe be that fire energy, because they're showing me the King of Wands as well. I think that this person is crushing on you too. I think that they're crushing on you really, really hard, but I think that there's a lot of regret surrounding it, or a lot of remorse, because it's like, I'm crushing on you so hard, but I wish I'd met you earlier. I wish that we could have met at this time instead of this time, because it feels like right person, wrong time. And it feels like you guys are at some type of crossroads together when it comes to this attraction. I feel like they're unaware of whether or not you feel the same. I think that they're concerned that you perhaps don't feel the same. Just getting a different deck here. And this person does feel like they have to kind of tame this feeling for you. You can see she's taming here. She's having to capitalize on her strength to do so, but she's taming all of this desire. It looks like the lion is panting. I also feel like this person kind of feels a bit lost in the friend zone with you. Even if it's a connection at work, it's just kind of lost in the friend zone. And they don't know that you feel the same way. Here's the Eight of Cups. The King of Pentacles. They could definitely be an earth sign here. The Ace of Cups. The Queen of Cups. There's a motherhood energy surrounding the Divine Feminine here. We also have the Judgment. I do almost feel like this person is afraid of judgment. Coming out of the horn here is this, all these leaves and all of these dragonflies, which is somebody who needs to change directions, and somebody who, it's not that it's an insurmountable situation. There are obstacles, but this person could take action if they really chose to. It would just require a lot of strength and a lot of effort, ultimately. I feel like children could be a factor for one or both of you in some capacity, perhaps just for the Divine Feminine here. But there's something beautiful about the heart space. So I'm feeling a healing element. So you may even work at like a hospital with this person or some type of healing environment. That's not for everyone. That's just for someone specific. Because I just feel a really strong sense of almost like a nursing energy coming from the Divine Feminine. And I feel like they're more on the business end of things, this Divine Masculine energy. Back of deck here is the Page of Wands, or Page of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. And there's the Three of Swords. So they're holding back, but they're still holding on at the same time. They may not take action because of the obstacles in place. And I feel like they're pretty heavy, and I think you understand what I mean. But their intuition tells them through these sparks that there could be way more if they explored it. And I feel like they are, again, holding on, but still holding back. And there's the Nine of Cups. There's the Three of Swords, though. So much disappointment. It's almost like somebody's like, I'm so sorry, like I'm already in a relationship, or I'm so sorry that I can't because of this reason. But that's the crush energy, the Nine of Cups. A wish fulfillment that they feel like is kind of so close to them all the time. So close proximity, but so far away from realizing how to bridge that gap. And I feel like they are, again, afraid of actual judgment because they wish for an emotional reset, or in the very least, exploration. The Ace of Cups starts out the process, but they don't have the ability to access that at this time without really clearing out a bunch of clutter. Is it mutual? Does your crush like you too? How do they currently feel? We have the Vulture and the Hyena. And both of these are kind of like scavenger energies, like people who come in and pick at the bones of things. And there's the feeling of, again, being too late. Because maybe somebody's already swooped in to improve their situation with you. Someone's already swooped in, so they have to remain in the balance. They have to remain in the darkness. But there's the Swan, and the question is it mutual? And look at this beautiful Swan, the Queen of Swords reflecting herself. And so how you feel about this person, it feels very, very mutual for me, Pile 1. Let's get a couple of message cards to see if we can get a take on how they currently feel about you. What are some of the thoughts that the Pile 1's crush has had about them in the past, please? Your family's not going to like me. Family could be some type of factor here, some sort of commitment energy. Worried about people's judgments with their involvement in your life. Gossip. They're really concerned about this. I miss you. Do you miss me too? And I'm seeking professional advice. Whenever I see that professional advice card, I do think of the work realm. There is someone else is on the back of that deck. I also think about like counseling, guidance of that kind. I really just wish that things were different. And then we have maybe. It's like they like to entertain this fantasy or this desire with you. And they've entertained it enough that they've started to think about the processes and the steps they'd have to take to create more with you. Reach out. And back of the deck says yes. And we have light reverse. So yes, absolutely, completely mutual. But a delay in clarifying that with you because perhaps of attachments. And we started with the devil energy and we're ending with the devil energy as well. Let's get some advice for pile number 1 in regards to this situation with this person. We do have the dance, and this makes me kind of sad because it's a bittersweet energy. I always think of that Garth Brooks song, The Dance, and how, you know, it's a good thing we don't know how things are going to end up in our lives sometimes, because otherwise we may not include ourselves in the journey. And this person didn't perhaps intend to feel this way. Maybe you didn't intend to have a crush on this person either, but it is what it is in the present realm. And I feel like despite the complications, there's something almost bittersweet about the connection that we don't want to release it. It's like there's something that we'll put up with the want as long as we can include ourselves in the dance. But there is caution. Tread softly here as to not to disturb the woodland floor and embrace the dewdrops of life before they disappear with the morning sun. So ultimately they are asking for caution because of all of the perhaps obstacles here in this case, and they're really asking you to lead by your intuition if you choose to take action towards your crush. I don't feel like this person will take action towards you. They're asking for you perhaps to clarify things because they don't feel capable in this moment. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. The last thought that this crush had about you in the bowl. What's the last thought they had, please, about pile number 1? We're starting with the 3 of Wands, so frustrating delays. We have the 6 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles reverse. Oh my goodness. So the last thought that this person had about you, pile 1, was about the delays and about wanting to clarify how they felt in some way, and maybe even a little bit teetering on intention of like, I know I should probably say something or give them a hint of how I feel eventually, but I can't do that right now because I'm not feeling balanced enough, or I don't feel like I have the courage or the wherewithal or the ability. In the bowl, we have the letter U. We do have that blank card. It keeps coming up. I think I'm going to have to clear those out. Creative accountability, but we also have Leo energy, music. We have here the apple, I think of education. I think about temptation too. And we have here the 5. I do think of morning energy, the 5 of Cups, and there's like an enlightenment energy surrounding this. So it's like somebody who's spent time in morning and then requires more information to, because it's the white, because I have a black one and I have a white one. So they require more information, those pearls of wisdom, in order to see the clear path towards you or to see the force that they have to create in order to create change with you. We have Barbie and electricity. And I feel like maybe there's a blonde energy because I just heard Barbie and then I saw Barbie. So you could be blonde, maybe you're just a bombshell. That's what really brings this person towards you. But there's a really strong thirst here with the cactus for the divine feminine, and there's the key. So it brings me back to the 8 of Swords and restrictions and people who are keeping secrets. Pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, drop your comment below for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my links below for Etsy for a personal reading or for Instagram. And it's really important that on Instagram or even here on YouTube that you do not correspond with people who are going into your DMs, posing as the Tarot Cottage, because there are a bunch of copycats all over the internet for tarot channels all over the place. And I just want you to keep yourself safe. I will never solicit readings in your DMs, so be sure to keep yourselves protected. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You are drawn to the little red flower, or to the 9 of Cups, and this is your reading. Your crush, the person that you have a crush on, do they feel the same way? Is it a mutual energy between the two of you? This 9 of Cups is definitely a wish fulfillment energy, and look at how lovingly they're looking at each other. It's such a beautiful scene. There's also this scene here where we're putting things up on a pedestal, putting this in kind of this indentation in the wall on this shelf. And so there's an aspect of perfection, of like putting us up on a shelf to preserve it in some way. So let's take a look here and see. Whoa, sorry about that, pile 2. How do they currently feel about you? Do they crush upon you as well? So the person that you are crushing, ooh, We're starting with the green woman, the Empress. And we also have the 7 here, the Archer, which is the Chariot. So we're going to start with them. How do they currently feel about pile number 2, please? Are they crushing on pile 2 as well? Are these feelings mutual? We have the 2 of Swords. Kind of a similar energy coming in from pile number 1, actually. The Seer, the High Priestess. The Shaman. And we have the 6 of Swords. I feel like this person is trying to respect boundaries in some way. They're really speaking about that, trying to respect boundaries. Here's the Stag, and there's the King of Stones. This is Leo energy. We also have here Scorpio with the Moon. What else do we have here? Cancer energy as well. Everything abundant about the Divine Feminine. So I feel, first of all, they've already projected you as the Divine Feminine energy. And you don't have to be the Divine Feminine. It's all about energy. But they're also kind of pulled in different directions. And their loyalty plays a part in this in some reason. Loyalty to perhaps preserving this connection and this crush energy with you. But also loyalty towards their investments in some way. So please take that as it resonates to your situation. Because they're talking about how the power and control that they have over their crush that they feel for you is influenced by a lot of boundaries. And some of these boundaries I feel like they're maintaining for the Divine Feminine. Like they're maintaining their space, they're maintaining, it's like a respect energy. It's like they're respecting something that's going on with you. Maybe it's having to do with you being pulled in different directions or your, what they perceive to be your obstacles, but they're respecting you by keeping their distance until they get some sort of sign from you. But I almost feel like they know that you're crushing on them. To be honest, I feel like they have a wisdom about you, or they think they know that you're crushing on them at this moment. And they're right, because you came to this channel or you came to this reading for a reason, but it looks like they're waiting for a proclamation from you or a sign from you out of respect in some way. Even this Stag energy, they're holding up the drum like it's some sort of barrier, and it has this big tree of life, and the roots are just as deep as the canopy. So what they're not showing you is deep, and it's intense, and they have to draw upon their strength. It's like the tip of the iceberg, what they're available to show you in the practical realm. And it could be because there's the King of Pentacles. He's worried, again, he's protecting something, protecting you, protecting himself. Because for someone in this connection, they may not have the ability to commit at this present time, and they are relating it to the Divine Feminine, but that's, again, take it as it resonates to your situation. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Are these feelings mutual, please? 6 of Swords. I feel like your situations are almost paralleled. Your personal situations are almost paralleled. Your fear factors are almost paralleled as well. And the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune. And communication seems to be, it's like one conversation away from clarity. It seems to be sort of the cog in that wheel. And there's the 7 of Wands. But it's like one word of clarity could trigger or prompt a clearance, a necessary clearance to create change. And so there's a hesitation. Again, out of respect, it feels like. Somebody waiting for the perfect moment of balance. Somebody waiting for the perfect moment to act and surrendering to that, because they're really worried about creating conflict and they don't want to do that for you. And I feel like they don't want to do that for themselves here. So they're kind of holding back because they're afraid of missing their chance when they get it. If they get it, because they're concerned about that, but they're worried about missing their chance. Even here with the 5 of Swords, there's a lot of internal conflict, and he keeps shooting his shot, but he keeps missing. So maybe they're afraid of that rejection from you too, and they're respecting some sort of boundary that maybe you have communicated, or that they have an understanding about your practical realm. Because look at these two people that are, both of them are out in the cold. And I will say that this person, if you're crushing on them, I feel like they're crushing on you harder, because it's the Divine Masculine that's using the Divine Feminine as the crutch here. Back of the deck is the King of Cups. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. and the Chariot. So definitely emphasis on Cancer. And we have the 10 of Coins. So this could be in relation to any of the practical investments. This could be at home or at work, for instance. But that could be what's influencing the lack of movement, because the Chariot wants to be in motion. It wants to be in motion, but this Chariot's holding back from that action because of the loyalty being tested. Very, very mutual energy between the two of you. In fact, this person is claiming like a very strong emotional attachment to you at this time. Are the feelings mutual, please? Do they crush on pile? They're trying to make healthy choices for themselves. This came out in pile 1 too, I think. Trying to make healthy choices for themselves in life and love. And that's why they perhaps have retreated to gather their strength. It's like even here with the higher self, it's being supported by the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune. And the Magician's always supposed to be up top. He's supposed to control the elements. So when he's below as a support, it means that some of his power has been taken over or has been handed over perhaps. So you have left this person, I don't want to say powerless, but you definitely have influence over that focus. And they're stuck on you. Literally, it's what they're saying. They're stuck on you. And here's a healing heart. Healing from heartbreak, freedom from a toxic relationship or addiction. So there could be third party here for someone. A lot of disappointment in what they perceive to be the outcome here. And that's why they're holding back. But extreme passion, insane chemistry, liking each other equally, and wishing that the two of you could have some fun together. And here's the Mirror, marrying each other. Self-image, relationship reflects our wounds, and introspection. There's also, again, if they are kind of privy to the fact that you're crushing, Spirit says you're actually really intuitive. And the truth is that you kind of know that this person's sort of crushing on you back with what they've been able to offer you in the 3D. Are they carding feeling, please? You have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. I don't feel like they know that for certain yet. They want to explore it, but it feels like wishful thinking. We have here finances and career are a factor right now. This could mean a workaround connection. This could also mean practical elements in our 3D that we're worried about losing. And we have codependency. Oh my goodness. The question here today, Pile 2, is it mutual? And the codependent energy of the devil, both of you are pinned to the same tower. We do have flirt, though. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. So I feel like there's an active flirtation phase that's going on, which is why they kind of are privy to the fact that you feel a certain way about them at this time. And maybe that's why you're kind of certain too. But we have Mouse Spirit. It says tend to the small things, because they don't want a light to be shone on the connection right now for some reason. They're worried about that. They're worried about their feelings being brought to the surface here. And so we have this and that are true, the reflection period. And there's an aspect of friendship. There's an aspect of hidden messages that are just kind of being communicated between the two of you. And how they can have, it's almost like they have a foot in each realm. It's like they can be loyal to where they are and also loyal to you at the same time. And that exists inside of them. It just does. Like joy and grief can exist at the same time inside of us too. And that's what it feels like with this person. Let's take a look here at some current thoughts that this person is having about you, Pile 2. Is it a mutual energy? What are some of the current thoughts they've had about pile number 2 and their current feelings towards them? Woo. Do you even want me back? It's coming in the reversal, but I'm not going to read these in the reversal today unless they really make an impression on me. There is devastation though on the floor. Is this really over? I want to look you in the eyes. It's like they do have almost an ego transfixed upon you. So it's maybe not even just a crush. It might be teetering on a bit of obsession, to be honest. I listened to every word you said. It's like they hang on your every word because they want to go over, they want to go over those words again. On the floor, we have, I can't see past my own fears. 8 of Swords, feeling stuck. Not practically stuck, but feeling stuck. I wish that I believed in me like you do. Maybe you spent some time like really encouraging this person, and that's why they've fallen so much for you. I'm not ready to share. The King of Pentacles. And they get kind of jealous when it comes to you, but they don't have a lot of follow through. It's like they're attached. But it's like they don't have a lot of follow through when it comes to creating change with you. We have here, I am ready to fight for this. It is showing itself in the reversal, but this also speaks to the obstacles, maybe some competitive energy and having to push through with determination. So let's get a couple of message cards of advice for you, pile 2, when it comes to this crush on your mind. Advice from their guides. We have be like the woods, calm, soothing, mysterious, and full of life. And when I see that card, I do think about retreat like the hermit. So they aren't encouraging any action in this present moment because they feel like it could just create some obstacles for you that maybe you're not really ready for or you don't really look forward to. Because opportunities will unfurl like fern without even warm sunlight. And keep learning about it. Take a lesson from the owls, deeply observe the night, and you'll become a little wiser in the day. You're going to have more opportunities to express yourselves here. You're going to have opportunity after opportunity, I feel like, to say something or for this person to say something. And with each opportunity comes a gateway for you to make a choice and a discernible decision here. And your guides are going to walk with you. So they're asking you to continue to gather information about the situation and to go inward about your own perspective and what you want to see manifested in physical form in this crush moving forward. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. Advice for pile 2 in the bowl. The last thought that this person had about pile 2. Very last thought today they had about pile, whoops. Ace of Cups out of the bowl, King of Wands, fire energy, and the Queen of Cups, so water energy. So you could be a water sign. Maybe this person's a fire sign. In fact, this is kind of similar to pile 1 too. There's a healer energy coming from the divine feminine. But put 2 people both in limbo with this Ace of Cups in the center, both not feeling confident, both not feeling assured, and the results lie in the balance as well. Whoops, we have the star that popped out with the fairy, which is a symbol of hopeful energy that is kind of waning, or something that we're wishing for that we don't believe exists. We have the 2 of Cups, and we have a wrench in our plan. So relationship could be a wrench in that plan connected to the tree of life, so a family unit. We do have an open book. I think of learning, education. We have the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups was flipped over. It wasn't showing itself to me. I think of abundance and awareness that has not been issued, clarity that hasn't come in. There's the hatchet, which may have to chop down that tree. There's temptation with the siren. We also have here a Hello Kitty, so I think of little girls and strength, and we have the butterfly of transformation. All right, love, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it did, drop your comment below for a chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell, share this video, like this video. It helps me to bring you guys more content, and I would really appreciate it. But also check out my links below for Etsy for a personal reading or for Instagram. And I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the white flower or to the star energy, and this is your reading. How does your crush feel about you? Is it a mutual energy? The star is all about Aquarius. It's about hopeful energy. You can see her beautiful long braid. It's about somebody who cares about what other people think. Maybe you care about what this person thinks really strongly about you. And she's so hopeful. She's looking at the star, hoping for something. She's holding onto this little lamb here, which is a symbol of peace. And it's like, that is our peace. It's like, oh, our escapism. Maybe you use this person as an escapism, or they use you as an escapism. But there's also so much uncertainty with all of the darkness around, but this lights up the dark. So let's take a look and see. How does your crush feel about you? Are these feelings mutual? We have the 6 of Pentacles coming out here. And the 6 of Pentacles is really a foundation card about karmic energies. You can talk about the give and take between the 2 of you, your type of communication cycles, and how one person feels more in control than the others, because you can see it's like a beggars versus the person in charge. So this can indicate an imbalance. An imbalance in perspective, perhaps. It can even indicate karmic issues at play. Here's the Hierophant. You know, the Hierophant has been a huge theme for all 3 piles today. Taurus energy. And there's a really strong institutional energy. So you could work for this person or work with this person, for instance. There's the Emperor, Taurus. And I feel like it's really hard to read this person. It's like, I don't want to say they're kind of a hard ass, but like it's hard to read this person. They've like experienced a lot in their life, I feel like. We have the 5 of Swords. How does this person currently feel, please? Is it a mutual energy? Oh my goodness, Eight of Swords. Back of the deck is the Seven of Wands, and we have the Hanged Man. I want to clarify this as we go forward because that is some really heavy energy. This person is very, very guarded when it comes to their attractions. It's like they don't let themselves yield to things. And I feel like maybe they're attached, or maybe they are not available. Maybe they're a boss, to be honest, because it feels very authoritative. It's like I feel like I'm dealing with a dad, or I'm dealing with a boss in this moment. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Queen of Cups. And I almost feel like this is like your opposite. It's like if you're this hopeful, beautiful, abundant energy, this person's more stone-faced, more stoic. How do they currently feel, please? We have the Devil. I think that this person has a lot of physical attraction to you, but I feel like they're out of bounds or off limits in some way. You've definitely sparked, you've prompted, you've triggered this person in a very physical way, a very fundamental way. We have the Five of Cups and we have the Ten of Wands. Yeah, a very fundamental way. There's the pelvis along with the moth. It's like a moth to a flame, but there's danger associated with it. So I feel like this person is off limits. I almost feel like they've already given themselves over to another energy, or they could be married, for instance, or just, again, they may think that this is an off limits energy because of the dynamics of your relationship, if they are a boss, if they are in a position of authority, or if you work together. I think that you're on their mind quite a bit. But it's also kind of a regretful energy coming in, because it's like you're on my mind, but I almost feel guilty about it. It's like my hope is not, even though you're on my mind a lot, my hope is not there either, because I feel really stuck. But I feel like what they feel stuck in is something that they have invested in and that they perhaps are guarding or protecting in this present moment. I just feel like they're off limits in some way. And it's like they've even closed down their energy. It's like the way that they treat people, or the way that they treat other energies in the world. It's like they communicate that toughness, or they communicate that shield a little bit. It doesn't mean that they're not prompted by you or triggered by you or really attracted by you. It's just that your emotional scope is a little bit more emotionally invested than they're allowing themselves to be. They're focused on fire. They're focused on this intention that draws them to you, that they can't really have power over. It's like they feel powerless around you. But they're afraid of it too, because if that moth gets too close, their sense of safety, the safety nets, what they've invested in, kind of goes away. So they are acknowledging that they can't. They're like, I can't pursue you. I can't approach you because it's too late, or you're unattainable. You're out of my league, or you're out of my scope. This Hanged Man here, I will say they have given themselves over to intention or to fire for you. They've given themselves over to fantasy, but it makes them feel super, super almost impulsive. And there's a lot of danger associated with that impulse. And there's the Seven of Cups. So they fantasize about you. They're a little bit confused about how you feel perhaps, but they fantasize about you. I feel like it may maintain in the fantasy realm because there's something mysterious about you. If this person is married, for instance, I feel like they're probably in a pretty good situation, but there's something mysterious about you. It's like something that lets them step outside of the humdrum of the everyday practical life, because I feel like this is a hard worker even. It's like they work hard and their emotions come last, and that's purposeful. They do that on purpose. But you're a mystery to this person. And this is something that they want to keep flooding themselves with. They've surrendered to fantasies. They've allowed themselves to fantasize. But I feel like they don't feel like they can take action at this time. So I feel like this person has a lot of physical attraction to you and really, really crushing hard on you in that regard. You may find that your emotional connection feels a little bit more in depth than what I'm speaking about in this moment. But that's also the difference in the Divine Feminine's perspective versus the Divine Masculine's, and what they're comfortable expressing, even in their energy field. Because there's a lot of triggers, like physical triggers here, lots of devilish energy. It's like you inspire them to want to do devilish things, but then there's this internalized conflict that says, but if I do that, I'm going to hurt people, we're going to hurt people, everyone's going to be hurt, and I'm just going to end up with egg on my face. How do they feel, please? We have abundance. keeping a positive mindset, manifesting exactly what you want with gratitude and bliss. But boat, it says here reverse, receiving what you need, closure issues, moving on, because they can't keep a positive mindset when it comes to this crush, because it triggers them and prompts them to take some type of action, and they're like, I can't. Now is not the time. We have date, meeting someone new, wanting to get back out there and setting a date, but being strategic, taking a chance, risk, being strategic, not showing their hand of cards, and gambling. And I feel that. I feel this Emperor energy is really holding back his emotion. And you know, not that he's not emotional. If you look really close, his cheeks are all rosy. It's like this blushing energy when he thinks about you, but he's being very passive as well because of that fear of movement. We have here, pay attention to the red flags because the signs are cautioning you. And that's what this person focuses on, is some of the red flags. That's what keeps them kind of at bay. We have release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy so that we can go into playfulness and recapture romance. And I feel like there could be a flirtation that is attempted, or it's like an unspoken flirtation that's happening right now, but it's requiring a release. It's requiring a severance or a clearance of growth in the very least. Are the feelings mutual? How do they feel about pile number 3, please? The unicorn. You can see the unicorn sitting in front of the moon though, and the moon is all about suppression and relying on our intuition to guide us. It's like there's something about you that is really special, really attractive, really mysterious, but they're keeping it hidden. Almost magical. And there's the swan. This came out in pile 1 too. You know, again, very mutual energies reflecting back at one another. But here's the hummingbird on the back of the deck, and there's that moth that we saw with the 10 of Wands. The hummingbird is about bridging a gap very quickly and focusing on joy, focusing on abundance. But then the reality sets in very quickly. It's like being drawn to you, but it's dangerous. It feels dangerous to them. What are some of the thoughts that pile 3's person has had about them in this crush situation recently, please, Spirit? I've kept so much of myself hidden. The High Priestess reversed. Sitting upon information they know to be true, keeping themselves hidden. I was meant for you. Spending a lot of time reflecting. And the meant for you card reminds me of the 2 of Cups, somebody who wishes that they could be in a relationship. I'm not waiting a second longer, feeling this really intensive pressure, physical pressure to act. It's a movement, but I'm waiting for the right time. So it's like, I'm not waiting a second longer, but I am. I'm waiting for the right time. It's like I don't want to wait. There's an aspect of pressure, but there's practical elements in play, so they have to. I do want to look you in the eyes and tell you the truth. And the back of the deck says, I don't have the confidence. I'm afraid I'm going to look bad. They're afraid of appearances here. And they're even apologetic. Like they're even sorry here. It's like there's a regret energy. It's like, I'm so sorry that I can't be vulnerable the way that you need me to be. So let's take a look here at some advice from your guide. So a couple of cards of advice for pile number 3, please, in regards to this crush situation on their mind. Risk. Learn to grow wherever you are planted. So they are warning of a risk if you do attempt to express something or offer up information to this person. And they're really speaking about, it's neither bad nor good when they talk about risk. It just is what it is. They're like, if you choose to take a risk, you're also potentially choosing positive and negative aspects as consequences. So there is definitely risk associated with this crush at this time. Light, look to the space between the trees for answers. And they want you to be patient with revealing anything at this moment. We have patience, we have kindness, take respite by a pond, be kind to yourself and others, but they also want you to be patient because everything can be accomplished at nature's pace. So you may feel prompted to sort of reveal yourself right this moment, but Spirit wants you to spend a little bit more time reflecting upon the risk before you do. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. Advice for pile number 3 in the Bull. What was the very last thought that this person had about pile 3 today? Oh, 7 of Wands coming out. Did see the 7 of Wands. We have the 6 of Swords, and we have the Sun. Sun's not really upright in this moment, and the Sun is all about clarity and abundance and the vulnerability that we have to access in order to go into the light. But then the empowerment that we receive after we do, but it's sideways because we haven't executed that yet because of the challenges involved. Now the 7 of Wands is about imbalance, and so there's an aspect of grounding ourselves to clear out imbalances before we progress. I also feel like in order for anything to come to light here, it's like it's going to have to be a collaboration. It's like people who need help in expressing themselves, and I do feel like that's coming from the Divine Masculine. And this person was just thinking about the obstacles, wishing that there could be some type of clarity between the two of you, and maybe hoping for a little bit of a helping hand there. We do have a shovel, the letter P, and the Dagaz rune, which is a dawn rune, abundance and awareness. We have the blue Empress. I think of the Divine Masculine, I also think about fatherhood, motherhood as well. We do have a wrench in our plans, and it's the shovel. I think of the Knight of Swords and digging myself a deeper pit, deeper and deeper without adjustments. So it's like somebody who maybe is unsatisfied in an environment but doesn't take action. And then we do have Sagittarius and protection with the gecko. Fire elements, lots of fire here for you and your person. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, drop your comment below for a chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell and your like button if you do so. It helps me to bring you guys more content, and I would appreciate it. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading or for Instagram. But I hope you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.